I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. If I sound like a southern girl, it's because I am. I lived in the south of the USA my whole life, and my sinuses can really be bad at times, so I apologize ahead of time, but I'll try to do my very best to speak as clear as possible. Crafting. Well, what can I say about that? My room was covered with it in one form or another. Let's see. I've done painting, jewelry making, drawing, latch hook, knitting, cross stitch. I've taught myself to sew, and I've done loom knitting. Other things. Baking, I love to bake. Cooking, love to do that. I've comprised like 3 cookbooks because sometimes I can't remember how I did stuff and I want to go back and redo it. So I have thousands of recipes that I came up with myself. Photography, love that. And for a while I was really heavy into writing short stories. My brain is pretty much all over the place and I get bored really easy, so I'm here, there, here, there, here, there. But I kind of like that creativity. I thank God for it because it always takes me in different directions and there's never a dull moment. I want to talk a little about the current setup. I'm still working out certain things like the best camera angle, lighting, and sound. But for right now, everything will be filmed from my standing tripod, which is what this camera is hanging on now, and my overhead tripod with my DSLR. Well, that's enough about that. If you've watched lesson number 1, Basic Crochets Accessories, and you have chose to endeavor into learning crochet by purchasing or gathering your accessories, you're going to need an instrument to crochet with, a crochet hook. Going to the store and just buying a random hook may work for some and it may not. Looking at things from a beginner's point of view, going to a store's needle art section and staring at a bunch of hooks would be pretty daunting for me. Mainly because I wouldn't have a clue to what I was looking at. So in order so you can have a more informed idea of what to purchase, that's what this is about. I don't want you to be overwhelmed or anything. So today's lesson is about crochet hooks, and some people might call them crochet needles, but I want you to be abreast of what the market has to offer. When you go needle shopping, I want you to be not blown away, not overwhelmed, or discouraged. I want you to be encouraged by what you see. So let's get started with today's lesson. What are the different parts of a crochet hook? Its anatomy. Let's take a look at the Susan Bates we have here and find all the different parts. We have the handle, the thumb grip, the shank or the shaft, the throat, the tip, the head, and the point. Even though all the hooks are made differently by different manufacturers, the size or the gauge of the hooks is determined by the size and gauge of the shaft or the shank. All of these are 6.5 millimeters. Notice the shank / shaft of each because they're all pretty close to the same size. Here, 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 here. different categories of crochet hooks and or needles. Even though the hooks are made differently and all manufacturers make them different, there are only two basic types of crochet hooks. The inline, what this means is that the head is in line with the shaft or shank. And that would be this one, this one, this one, and this one. And the other type is known as the tapered. The head is larger than the throat. See how that scales down? The head is like big. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Within the type of hooks, hooks can be made from different materials. Plastic, acrylic, aluminum, wood, and steel. The wood ones, they pretty varied because this is bamboo and this is, and this is birch. But I have a larger hook that's made of teak wood, so they can be made of all kinds of type of woods as long as it's hard enough to hold the shape of the crochet hook and that you're able to use that hook. The steel ones, I don't have any of those yet. I just have a whole bunch of them. They're mainly used for smaller work or detailed work like doilies, lace, and intricate baby blankets. Sizing, USA versus everyone else. It's important to know that different regions of the world gauge hook sizes differently. Letters of the alphabet, whole numbers, and millimeters are all used sometimes on the same hook. For example, the USA uses numbers, alphabets, and will oftentimes have the metric equivalent in millimeters all on the same hook. You see this one right here? This is a Yarnology acrylic, and it has the letter, it has the number, and it has the millimeter. Same thing with the Susan Bates, same thing with the boy, and same thing with the Knitter's Pride. It looks like more and more manufacturers are doing this so that you don't have to worry about conversion. And that's pretty cool. I hope they do. Choosing the hook or needle that is right for you. Now, what works for me might not work for you. Only through trial and error can you determine what hook is to your liking. Because recently I was working on a project and I had to go through like 4 different hooks before I found the one that would work with my yarn. It just depends on how you hold it, the yarn, what it's made of, the tension, and the hook. All that plays into how well you crochet. Can I expect better results with a more expensive hook? Just beginning, I wouldn't pay a large amount for a crochet hook. My suggestion, and this is my suggestion, is that you buy cheap. Better yet, buy crochet hooks in packs that have different sizes. Hooks are a lot cheaper in packs than buying them individually. And you never know when having a different size hook may come in handy. I hope you have learned some things that you can take and use in the future. Trust me, when I started crocheting, I didn't know zilch. And nobody around me knew zilch either. If it hadn't been for that young lady on my school bus all those decades ago, I guess I'd still be chaining that same chain and unraveling it and chaining it back again. So I'm really thankful to her for that. Upcoming videos. My hook collection review. I plan on doing one. It'll be on the hooks that I've amassed since the pandemic. I'm having to, it's pretty good many. I'm having to put them on a database now so I can keep up with them. When I do that, I'll tell you what I like about them, what I dislike about certain ones, and we'll go from there. And just because I like it or dislike it don't mean you'll like it or dislike it. But I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. Crochet alongs. That would be great. I have to check my setup, but I would like to get more videos on my channel. At least the basic stitching, I'd like to get that done so that if you want to, you can crochet along with me. When this takes place, I'll show you the proposed visual diagram. Then we can plan on going to take a yarn trip to go get the yarn, tell you what hook I'm going to use and what stitch I'm going to use. I don't use patterns. I rather figure things out, like I mentioned earlier, for myself. So far that has worked really well for me. I do document my work, but only after it's finished. So I guess you can say my documentation is the pattern. This comes in handy if I want to go back and repeat a past project. I might have to rework the order in order for you to crochet along, but that's, hey, I'm cool with that. Now we've covered the basic accessories, the crochet hooks. Now we gotta go into the yarn, because yarn is just broad. It's just so much. You need to know the yarn that's available and what's on the band wrappers. How do you read those? So we'll probably do that, and that might be a two-part video. I'm not sure right now. We'll have to see how it works out. Remember to please like and subscribe. My motto is you do you and enjoy you while you're doing it. Thank you for watching. Hugs and peace out.